Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We are out here in nature, baby. Another super hot day. It is scorching, but I'm still out here for you beautiful deep divers. 10 uncomfortable signs you're actually awakening a lot faster than you think. Can you feel this massive shift happening on planet Earth? People are stepping into a new level of consciousness. Someone wrote to me saying that the restaurant they work at, they actually see people and they can see their faces and they can read their energy, and it's making them kind of sad because it's like they can see they are empty inside. Okay, let's just, whoa. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. So I get it. I'm a deep diver. I've had my awakening experience and it still continues. And a lot of people are stumbling across information that is literally blowing their mind. After that, they're not the same again. It's like, do I recognize you? And you're like, I'm not the same. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Let me share with you what's helped me along my journey, because I've been through it and I know what you're going through. The first uncomfortable sign you're actually awakening a lot faster than you think, because sometimes awakening can be pretty uncomfortable. 7-day vegan challenge. You sometimes skip meals. That's right. Sometimes you don't eat out because you're like, oh my gosh, there is no plant-based foods here. Like, has that ever happened to you? You're out and about with your friends and they're like just eating whatever. And you're like, actually, I'll pass because I'm going to go home and stuff a whole load of grapes in my mouth. Right? It happens. Look, I've been a vegan for over 13 years. And sometimes I'm traveling and I'm like, what do you have for me? And they're like, here's an egg. I'm like, okay, bye. Look, it happens. Sometimes it can be very uncomfortable when you are changing what you are eating, when you are eating to live, even drinking to live. A lot of people ask me, what kind of water do I drink? I drink fresh mountain spring water. Now, that gets uncomfortable sometimes because you're buying it from certain stores is very heavy to carry. Like, do you find it very annoying sometimes carrying lots of water? But the positive to take away from it is that it's fluoride free. At least you know you are cleansing your body. And in the long run, your health will improve. So skipping that junk meal to eat that beautiful meal, brown rice, avocados, spinach, it was worth it, right? It was worth it, cat down the road. It was worth it. What's the second uncomfortable sign you're actually awakening a lot faster than you think? You are now listening to podcasts which are 3 hours long and radio shows, but you actually fall asleep halfway through, only to wake up and realize the podcast has finished and you're still in the same clothes and you don't even know what they actually said because like you just fell asleep. That happened to me along my journey. You see, when I was awakening, this was when I was even like 16, I would listen to radio shows of people really diving deep, talking about the human experience and how we are limitless beings. And some radio shows were literally like 3 hours, and I would listen, and now I'm like 30 minutes in, an hour in, an hour and a half, and I'm like, whoa, I'm like dozing off, right? It's really uncomfortable. It's sometimes very uncomfortable, but the positive is that, look, your subconscious mind is still taking in information even when you are asleep. So you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I got all of this new wisdom, right? What is the third uncomfortable sign you're actually awakening a lot faster than you think? Some friends are like strangers now. Huh? Don't worry about it. It happens. Happened to me along my journey. Like friends I used to be really cool with, it's like when I meet them now, we don't have a whole lot to talk about. They're still talking to me about like 10 years ago. I'm like, I moved on. Does that ever happen to you? Or sometimes you go out with your friends, you're all eating, you're talking, and you're like, what are you talking about? Like your mind is somewhere totally different, right? You're living in a different time zone. So the positive is to realize that even though it may appear that certain friends you grew up with, that you went to school with, they're now like strangers, new people will come into your life when you are open to receiving them. That's what happened to me along my journey of awakening. I found new people, new friends, new company, and even the cat down the road. Yes. What is the fourth awakening sign? Uncomfortable awakening sign. The TV. When someone has the TV on, a family friend, you go to their house, it actually feels like an alien object in the room. You're like, what is that thing? Because you've stopped watching TV for so long that when you actually see one and it's on, you're like, what is that? Who are those people? So the television, I realized along my journey, tells lies to your vision. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that for so long on the planet in this matrix, we've been programmed for the television. That's why it was created in the first place. What I've realized that's helped me along my journey is to learn how to tell your vision. Slow motion this side. When you learn how to tell your vision, you get a podcast going, you start making YouTube videos, you start getting your website up and running. Now you are broadcasting your own vision. So when you watch a film, they call it a cast because you are being cast into a spell. When you watch the TV, what do they call it? A program. They're telling you right there and then. You're being programmed. TV channel, you are channeling information. Remote control, you're being controlled remotely. Slow motion this side. So the positive is that you get to tell your vision. What is the fifth uncomfortable sign? The fifth uncomfortable awakening sign. You're awakening faster than you think, right? You can read people's energy from like a mile away. They're like, how do you know? And you're like, I just picked it up. So you wrote to me saying that you work in a restaurant and like you're looking into people's eyes and it seems so empty inside there, so sad. And you're like, Ralph, what's happening? I get you. That's what happens. That's what happens. Because when you are tuning and reconnecting back to who you are by meditating a lot, you're very sensitive to other people's energies. You're almost like an empath, right? And because of that, sometimes it's very, very uncomfortable. Sometimes even your next door neighbor, they don't get you. But people 5,000 miles away, oh, they get you. Problem is, they're just like 5,000 miles away. The positive to take away from reading people's energies, even sometimes if it's not pleasant, your emotions are your inner GPS. Your sensitivity is your gift, right? Your intuition is your gift. If you pick up certain vibes like you are when you are awakening, and sometimes it can be very uncomfortable. What happened to me along my journey? I was hustling in the city. I was working job to job. And at the same time, I would take trips to nature. So I was kind of getting sensitive to other people's energies. And then I got really sensitive. And I'm also a Pisces, so that helps. So I'm like, okay, that's a beautiful blessing. Because guess what? I'm going to get my ass out of here. Can I get a hello there? Take me to the beach. Take me to the forest. Take me to the mountains. I need to see some lush green around me, baby. Like Bob Marley said, you better get your ass out of the concrete jungle. Ain't no joke out here, right? What is the 6th? Uncomfortable sign. You're actually awakening a lot faster than you think. You got way too much stuff. Like George Carlin said, stuff. We accumulate stuff. We got a lot of stuff, right? We got so many clothes we've never even worn before. Don't worry about it. Okay? So that's me. So what do? The positive of that is that you can give away to thrift shops. As you are awakening, and what helped me was to realize that human beings, it's wonderful to be materialistic, like buy stuff, but at the same time, we have so much that we don't need, and we are wasting when other people might need it. So I gave so many clothes to a thrift shop. I had 2 guitars, I gave one away. Do you want the other one? Okay, I'll give you that too, right? I just gave away stuff, right? And it feels so beautiful when you are giving away stuff. That's what happens when you are awakening. And it's sometimes very uncomfortable when you're like, oh my gosh, I got all of this stuff. What on earth am I going to do with it? What is the 7th uncomfortable sign? You're actually awakening a lot faster than you think. You just want to travel. That's right. You want to go to Brazil, you want to go to Ethiopia, you want to go to Sierra Leone, you want to go to Mexico, you want to go to Norway, you want to go to Spain, you want to go to England, you want to go to the Philippines. You just want to travel and get on a plane because you're like, I need to get out of here. Someone once said, the whole world is a joke. When you realize that, that is the moment you are awakened. Slow motion this side. You better laugh with me, right? That's what I started to realize along my early journey, right? Along my early journey, I'm like, is this some kind of lunatic asylum, right? This is like a big joke. But you got to laugh with it. You got to have a sense of humor. And sometimes it is uncomfortable when you just want to travel, but you got family sometimes around and you're like kind of torn. Should I travel and go to the beach somewhere nice and hot, or should I take care of my family, my friends? And you're like, let me just travel, right? No, you're still not sure, right? So it's really uncomfortable. That's what happens when you are awakening. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you got this urge just to explore because now you know there is so much more to life. Why? Because you know of the infinite possibilities that are in existence. What is the 8th uncomfortable sign? You are actually awakening a lot faster than you think. They don't get you. They don't know you. Who are you? You're just in work, in the restaurant, like you said. They have no idea you're an indigo. And it's uncomfortable because you're like, I don't really want to tell them because I'm not really sure they would really understand, overstand, and understand that. So you're like, hi. If only they knew who I am, how deep I think, right? Even my next door neighbors don't know me. The only person that knows me properly or being is the cat down the road, okay? So sometimes that's what happens when you are awakening. They don't know you. Because I meet so many people and they are super deep, but on the surface, you would never know unless you could tap into their energy, right? So the positive is to realize that find the confidence to start living your dream and being authentic to everybody you meet, and let them know you. Like, I talk about the third eye all day, the pineal gland, and people know that about me. And that's why I can just, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby, get high, and it's no problem, right? So just be proud of who you are, accept yourself 100%, because that is the secret to loving yourself. Slow motion this side. What is the 9th sign? Uncomfortable sign. You're actually awakening a lot faster than you think. You're still not sure if they can tolerate your crazy ideas. Like, you're hesitating whether to speak or not to your group of friends. You've all gone out after the beach, right? You're all eating on the dinner table, and you're like, should I say this? Or should I not? Should I tell them what I really think about planet Earth? Maybe not, right? So that's sometimes very uncomfortable. I'm here to tell you what helped me along my journey was just to express, because your real friends will always be there. It doesn't matter what you say. It's not about suppressing anymore on the planet. It's about being your authentic self 100%. And if they don't like it, too bad. They can walk on by. But the positive is that you're going to find your reflections. The more you move into the truth of who you are, the more you will meet your reflections. And what is the 10th uncomfortable sign? You're actually awakening a lot faster than you think. You've lost a lot of trust in the official story. Like, you're reading newspapers, you're watching sometimes the news by accident because you just walk into someone's room and the news is on and you're like, I gotta get out of here. But then you watch it and you're like, I'm not sure if I can believe this 100%. And sometimes it's uncomfortable because you tell that to them like, I don't really believe the news. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's the news. It's official. It's the truth. And you're like, I'm so sorry to break it to you, but you're in the matrix. They're like, what is the matrix? And now it's starting to get really uncomfortable. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. So you're just silent. You're like, whatever. Now, the positive from this is to realize that you aren't alone, okay? You are not alone in how you see this. So I started to realize along my journey that, I get it. There are many people on the planet who don't believe the official story. And that is wonderful. You aren't here to believe the official story. You are here to not get pimped by the official story. Because it's a game, it's a cosmic game. And the people with the most wisdom are the people with the most power on planet Earth. And that's what I started to realize along my early journey, that, I get it. You better get smart. And I did that by doing my own research to say, okay, getting research from different places to say, okay, does this make sense? No, it still doesn't make sense. Okay, right? The truth has been manipulated. And when you realize that, oh my gosh, it's kind of heartbreaking, but then you feel so much freedom because you're like, oh my gosh, I got to know the truth for myself. The truth can't be told, it has to be realized. And then you start creating your own story and you start doing your own research, and then you start to find empowerment. What is a bonus sign? Uncomfortable sign. You're actually awakening a lot faster than you think. Friends are now converts. And that's sometimes uncomfortable when you get a message out of the blue from a friend who rings you and says, you were right. But before they were like cussing you out, right? And you're like, don't worry about it. They're like, can we go out? And you're like, It's uncomfortable, right? Don't worry. The positive is that trust yourself. You are amazing. Love yourself, indigos, star seeds. I see you. Keep shining. The world is yours. And when you realize that, you'll just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? We're out here in the heart of nature. We got the birds all around us, waving our hands, just woo, breathing in that good ass prana. Hot day today. Don't you just love the sun? Have a beautiful day. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. You.